the process of adding a provider managed client. If you go to the Clients tab and click on Add Client, you'll see there's two options that come up. We have our full access client and the limited access client. The full access client is your normal Tava experience that you've been used to. So full access clients, they receive an email after you've added them to create their Tava account. This allows them to go through intake, to take assessments. They can schedule or reschedule their own sessions. They can message you, send and receive attachments, access the mental health library, and update their coverage information, whether that's insurance or their credit card. Well, limited access clients, on the other hand, do not create a Tava account. So they are not notified when you add them as a Tava client. They will receive only a few emails from Tava. These are related to billing. So if they have an outstanding balance, if they have a charge on their card, they'll be notified. And then they'll also receive appointment communication. So if they have an appointment that is just scheduled, they'll receive an email. If an appointment gets canceled, they'll receive an email. Or if they have an appointment coming up, they'll receive reminders 24 hours before, 1 hour before, and 15 minutes before. So we can go ahead and add a new limited access client. They'll be from Alaska. After you've added a limited access client, you'll notice this pop up. This says that you've already collected all the information that you need from this client in order to add them. So you've reviewed your late cancellation and no-show policies and any applicable fees that go with that. Because they are not creating a Tava account, they're not normally going through that flow that allows them to accept your policies. So this is assenting that you have already gone over your late cancellation and no-show fee policies with that client. You've also already obtained proper consent to care, and so if that user is a minor as well, this includes the parental consent to care. And then it also includes that you've already gone over privacy policies and anything related to consenting to receive email communication from Tava regarding appointments and billing. So after you've affirmed all of that, you can check that box and add your first limited access client. So you'll notice up here, there's a few labels. We have our self-referral. This is so you know that you've brought this client to Tava, and rather than a Tava referral. There's the limited access, so you'll know that these clients do not have a Tava account that they log into. This is the ones that you're managing on your own. And then if they're a minor, they would also have that label here. One thing to note about limited access clients and full access clients, when you add them yourself, you can edit a lot of information on the client's profile. So you can edit the client details section, you can edit the clinical details section, and of course you can always upload any documents that you want. So let's say I actually added the wrong information. This is supposed to be Utah, not Alaska. I can update that myself rather than reaching out to Tava support. You'll notice that the schedule button is grayed out here. That's because all clients that you add, whether limited access or full access, they need to have a coverage method on file. They need a way to pay for their session. So that could be insurance, that could be a credit card, or that could be both. So that's what this action required notification is, so that I know that they need some sort of coverage on their account. So I'm going to go ahead and add some insurance. All right, so now I have insurance on file, and I'll add a credit card. It's good to have. And I'll save that. So now you'll notice that the schedule button is available to schedule with this client. So one difference to note about limited access clients versus full access clients, in addition to their experience that they have with Tava, is this section here, the preferences. So this allows you to update the TavaScribe preferences for this client. Normally, a full access client would be able to log into their Tava account and decide on their own if they want to use TavaScribe or not with their sessions. If it's a limited access client, they don't have a Tava account to log into. So this is something that they can communicate directly with you during their first session if they do want this turned off or on. So you're in complete control here. They will receive a notification when they first join their session that says that TavaScribe is in use and explains that. And so if you do need to turn that off, you can just come over here to the preferences and turn that off or on for the client. I go to my schedule and let's say I want to schedule a limited access client. Here's another one. We'll do that for Wednesday. Most everything is the same. However, if I want to change the session for the limited access client, whether that's canceling or reschedule, normally what I would be doing is I would need to send a message to the client. So here's a Tava referral that I have on my calendar and I need to reschedule. I would be sending a message to that client to let them know why I'm having to reschedule. Because these clients don't have messaging, they don't have a Tava account, when you are rescheduling or canceling, there's no message to send them. You can add a private note, so if you want to add additional context for your own record of why you had to change that session, you can let them know. I'm going to change it for Thursday because I'm not feeling well. They will still receive an email that says that the session is rescheduled or the session is canceled, but it will not provide, that additional context that you would normally have for a full access client. There we go. Another thing to note on your client list is you'll be able to tell who is a full access versus a limited access client by looking at this type column here. You can also see whether you referred that client. If they're a provider managed client, they'll be labeled myself, or if they're a Tava managed client, they are the Tava referrals. For the Tava managed clients, you do not have the ability to edit the client details or the clinical details like you do for those provider managed clients.